Greetings, Starfighter. You have been recruited by the Star League to defend the frontier against Zur and the Kodan Armada. Get ready? Prepare for blast off.
Your fortress of solitude.
Greetings, program.
Glad you're alive.
Your sanctum sanctorum.
Resistance is futile.
Welcome.
This should be the first triumph. This is where the fun begins.
Proof positive that geeks have inherited the earth.
It's showtime.
It's time to get your geek on.
You complete me.
With Dave Gramillion.
All right. Welcome here, San Antonio. Welcome here, Texas. Welcome here, all parts of the United States and all points beyond. My name is Dave Gramillion. You have found Get Your Geek On. We have breaking news that you will need to hear this hour on the show. You have found one of the most listened to talk radio shows for geeks in the United States, currently powered by the Texas Renaissance Festival going on right now through November 25th. There will be 650,000 people attending this event. It is the largest in all of North America. Get your tickets at texrenfest.com. This is Season 3, Episode number 21. And today on Freedom 1160 and freedom1160.com, we have a guest here in studio with us. We'll be introducing Bob Wills shortly, talking all things PMX Events, talking all things Celebrity Fan Fest, and more. Also, the results are in on our weekly poll. The question was, are you optimistic about the future of DC films? Are they moving in the right direction, or do you think they're moving in the wrong direction? We'll talk about that as well. And what is going on with the Boba Fett movie? What in all that is holy in the name of Lucas is going on with the Boba Fett movie? We will get you caught up to speed on the giant spaghetti bowl that is the Boba Fett movie. Also, Netflix released a first look at Henry Cavill from the Withcer series, and nobody's really impressed. Not anybody was looking at that like, what happened there? But we have a theory as to what might make all of this right. And finally, did you hear what happened at the Alamo City Comic Con? It made the New York Post, not necessarily in a good way. We'll talk about that. And there were some other, I don't know what you're going to call them, incidents that were going on. Shaun White got into some trouble over the weekend as well. And so we're going to want to talk about what is all this mean? Where are we going with this? And how far is too far when you're talking about cosplay? But first, let me go ahead and say hello to my producer, the man himself, the man spinning the ones and zeros, our beloved sound prognosticator. Hey, Goose, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
Doing pretty well here. Aaron, the new guy, I think we're getting really close to naming him #Butterfingers as far as his nickname goes. It kind of stuck last week, and I'm kind of digging it. He'll be joining us in the second half of the hour. But let me go ahead and let's bring on our guest. The man in studio here with us in the comfy, very cozy confines of the Freedom 1160 studios. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome in Mr. Bob Wills. Bob,
good afternoon.
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Man, are you getting nervous yet? We're less than a week away from the show starting.
Can't wait.
Yeah?
It's going to be a great show.
I love it.
Great show.
Fantastic. Now, all right, so you were the founder, the owner, the CEO, the grand poobah of all things PMX Events and Celebrity Fan Fest. What does that even mean? What is PMX Events and what is the Celebrity Fan Fest?
Well, we have several other companies. We have a big advertising and marketing firm called the PM Group, and so PMX, and the X is going to stand for extreme because we're going to do things extreme.
Nice. Yeah, y'all have certainly started that. I think it's safe to say y'all had the shockwave when Jason Momoa announced, that was one thing, but then when Ben Affleck was announced, I mean, people started, like, my phone had a minor explosion, and people was telling me, what is this? What is going on? What do you know? What do you know?
Everybody thought it was fake news at first.
I had somebody it was Thursday. Somebody Thursday actually asked me, is this legit?
I saw that comment.
On Thursday, I'm like,
and you said it's 110% legit.
110%. And I admit, I had my own doubts at first because I was like, okay, y'all announced this in October. The show was in November. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. That's really fast.
Well, if that San Diego situation didn't happen, we would have announced it a month earlier. But things got pushed down the road a little bit after the federal court ruled against Salt Lake City. So we just wanted to make sure we had all our due diligence, T's crossed, I's dotted.
Outstanding. Now, putting together a massive event like this, it's going to be up at the JW Marriott Hello.
Exhibit halls.
The exhibit hall, November 10th and 11th. That's on the far north side of San Antonio. Now, bringing together a massive event like this, it's stress-inducing. It's an organizational headache, to say the least. Why do you want to do this?
I'm suicidal, David. That's what my wife says. Why do you do this?
That makes
yourself?
4 of us.
Yeah. Well, you're in here, so you're among friends.
So maybe we should be doing the Suicide Squad. I don't know.
Oh, I like that one. I like that. If we want to mirror, we could do the whole Life of Brian actual Suicide Squad. That would work.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well,
So why do you want to put this on? Why is this a big deal for you?
Well, I had a fascination with the whole comic book industry when I was a kid, and I'm 60 plus. You would never know it.
No,
no, not at all. But when I went off to college in the 70s, I had an army chest full of every DC detective, Superman, Batman, comic book in pristine.
You still have them, I hope.
No. And
You should see my office.
My brother said to me, he says, when are you going to grow up? You're going off to college. Be a professional. They hit the trash can.
Oh, no.
I threw away millions of dollars. Oh, I know it. It's terrible, terrible. So there's a dump up in Massachusetts. You might be able to dig through to find them. But no, it's been... we've done a lot of private events for years with our other companies, a lot of charitable fundraisers, big, this weekend I'm in El Paso helping, we're co-promoting the World Superweight Heavyweight fight that Top Rank is doing on ESPN Plus, and we'll be doing another one in Corpus Christi in December. But so we've been doing a lot of promotional stuff and promotions, and so we said, hey, you know what? We're tired of making money for other people. We can do this ourselves. And, so it was important to come out in a big way and have a big talent list because, you look at a lot of cons and they start out very small and it takes them a long time to get their feet beneath them. And given our organization, we've got a TV production company, we've got a PR firm, a digital firm, an advertising agency, another marketing company. We've got a lot of bandwidth and a lot of employees that we could pull it all together. So we had a lot of people that are doing all the heavy lifting, and a lot of people are surprised. There's a lot of people, monitor the industry, rate that Comic-Con, and they were very surprised. Says nobody can do it like this. Well, years ago I was actually in the restaurant business, and I was building Taco Bell restaurants. And the average day time to build a restaurant was 120 to 130 days.
Whew.
I built the one over on De Zavala in 56 days.
56?
56 days, yeah.
Okay.
From ground break to doors open.
Did you borrow the Flash by any chance? Did you lend a hand? Sonic the Hedgehog? Give him a hammer and off he goes?
Yes, yeah, we did all that. And that was we had Thanksgiving in the middle of that and hunting season. So a lot of the tradesmen didn't want to go there. But, things can be done faster than normal. It kind of takes people by surprise. And, unfortunately we got two big cons, kind of close to each other. But, people say, there's not enough room. And to that I say that's not true. When you look at within San Antonio and you look at the 4 to 5 hours, we're talking about 15, 18 million people.
Oh, yeah.
To draw from. I mean, our ticket sales right now, we have people coming from Miami, from New York, Chicago, El Cajon, California.
Ooh.
I mean, they're coming in from all over the country.
And all points beyond, like we were saying here. I mean, people that are listening to us right now may be flying in not too long from
now. Very possible.
Which they'll be enjoying this fantastic weather we've been having also.
Yeah, so if I'm looking right now, I mean, if you look at right here is it's a live on our analytics, and it shows where people are around the country that are surfing the site right now. And so we've got somebody
That's
in
terrific.
New Braunfels, Dallas, two in Houston, San Antonio, Austin. There was just somebody far Texas down in the valley. So, there's people all over the site.
Which, by the way, the website address is pmxevents.com.
pmxevents.com, pmxevents.com.
Hey, there you go.
Everything comes in threes, David.
Oh, it always does. Always does. I remember that old Blimpies commercial where the guy said it was all about getting your name out there. So he was was slicing ham, but every time his arm went forward, it blocked the logo on his shirt, but every time he pulled it back, you saw it. So it was no logo, logo, no logo, no logo. And it was through the whole commercial. That's all he did.
Pulsing.
So you
We
couldn't
call
help
that
it.
pulsing
There
in
you go.
advertising.
So when people walk up to the JW Marriott, what can they expect?
Well, first, we're going to have nice carpeted floors.
Ooh.
So if you've been to a con and you walk around for hours on those concrete floors, it can be rough on your feet.
I remember the Dallas Fan Days up at the K. Bailey Hutchinson Center. Oh, my God.
So if you're not familiar with it, on the back side of the hotel is he's got his name on everything, the Nelson Wolf Convention Halls. So you can come right to the back there. And so we have a large area that's broken. I think you saw it on our Facebook page, and we uploaded it. We have 3 areas. There's going to be the vendor village. There's going to be the photo and autographs, and then we have a 1,000-seat theater that we're setting up. That we're going to be doing all the shows and panels and things like this. And, and then there's just a lot of exhibits in the hallways. I mean, we've got all these gigantic statues. We've got this 9-foot-tall Hulk from the Avengers that'll be there for people to take selfies with.
Nice.
People are looking for the budget deals, so we'll have Iron Man, we'll have Henry Cavill, Man of Steel, we'll have the DC comic book Batman. For the kids, we got Monsters, Inc. characters. We got all this. We got the San Antonio Aquarium. We're going to have python snakes. We're going to have a sloth, papaya. We've got geckos. We've got all these creatures are going to be there. So from a family perspective, it's not just a con, it's entertainment. And
that kind of is a wonderful segue into my next question, because now CFF, we're going to Celebrity Fan Fest, call it CFF for short. Y'all have made some significant waves, bringing in big names like Ben Affleck, Jason Momoa, Jewel State, and so on, and Joe Flanagan, and everybody else. But would you say that's your main focus, or would you say that's just part of providing the experience?
Well, the names draw. That certainly, there's fandom out there, and people have all their different things that they're attracted to. If you look at what we put together, you look at the thread, the string of Jason Momoa. He started out with Stargate Atlantis. Mm-hmm. Then he went to Game of Thrones, and now he's Aquaman. So we have his cast mates, Joe Flanagan and Jewel State, from Stargate Atlantis, and so we're doing the reunion trio, which is very popular.
He's beaming right now. He loves it.
Yeah. So we have that, and then this is kind of the start of his career, and it's past and present. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty exciting, and so that's a great deal for people. That nice VIP package. We're kind of proud. We did another cast last week, and they pointed this out that. When have you ever seen anybody sell a half-day ticket?
We were talking about that. What was it, the other day or something? That we've never seen anything like that before.
Cons can be expensive.
Yes.
And
yes.
And we want it to be affordable, and so we put that package together. You can get. We have the Jason Momoa package. You can get a photo and 2 adult entries for $179.
Wait.
2 half-day passes and a photo op with Jason Momoa for $179.
For $179?
For $179.
Oh, wow. Because the photo op, traditionally alone, the photo op would be like $150.
Well, if you bought 2 full-day passes, and if you were going to be there from 9 to 9, which most people, maybe diehard fans, are going to be there all day long, but, that'd be 60, and 60 is 120, and 120 would be 240. So now you get it for $179. So you come in at 2:30. There's 2 photo ops after 2:30 in the afternoon, and there's both of the
That's
autograph
incredible.
sessions. Yeah, it is. And yesterday we announced the 2-day combo package. But you can go get your photo with Jason on Saturday, and your photo op with Ben on Sunday, and 2 full-day admissions.
Okay, wait. I'm going to guess at this one. Okay, so let me make sure. It's a photo op with Ben. It's a photo op with Jason, and it's 2-day admission for 2 people.
Right.
That's got to be like $900.
$425
per person.
No. Combined for both.
Are you serious?
So 2 people, 2 days. Saturday is Momoa.
You get to meet Ben Affleck. You get
on
to meet
Sunday.
Jason Momoa.
On Saturday.
Right.
Yeah.
for $425 total.
$425. You say that like it's chump change.
I'm about to pass out. I mean, yeah, it's a car payment. I get that, but still, I mean, wow.
But you look at other cons and what they charge for one celebrity.
Yeah.
I mean, grant you, sometimes they're bigger name celebrities, but one celebrity, 1 day pass
Would be like $300.
would be like $300.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, that's incredible.
And you know what's incredible? And I'll tell you because how many were the Jason Momoa. DC has never released a major movie with their DC characters at Christmas.
That's true.
Here they coming out at Christmas. How big is this going to be?
It's going to be, we're hoping it'll be big.
It's going to be a tsunami.
Tidal wave.
You could say it'll be a whale of a picture.
That's a whopper.
Now, some people have voiced concerns because it's being held not at the Henry B, not at an event center. It's being held at the JW Marriott, their exhibit halls, and that sort of thing. They're worried that it's too small. There won't be adequate parking. They'll get lost because it's a big place out there. What do you say to those concerns?
Well, number one, we're only limiting it to 5,000 to 6,000 people a day.
Okay.
So it's not like people are going to get overrun. We have 2 parking lots that are dedicated to us. We have street parking, and we will have SAPD everywhere helping us with that. And then at Johnson High School, we have a shuttle bus, so you can park there. We can park 450, 500 cars there. So we have about 1,700 car spaces. And, of course, hey, listen, we live in a time, Uber, Lyft it, they'll drop you right off the front door.
Sure.
So, that's probably not a bad thing. And you could even take Park and Ride up. There's a Park and Ride new center right up there in 281 and just zip over from there by an Uber if you park there. But it's not that. Listen, when I read a lot of the comments about ACCC last weekend, I mean, people paying $20 to park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Alamo Dome really, the city really, they got you.
They got you.
It's either that or you park at River Center and hoof it.
Yeah. Yep. And hopefully it's good weather.
Yeah, exactly.
But like I said, we're gonna have 1,700 free spaces, and I said we're limiting it. This is
sure.
I call this a boutique Comic-Con.
Okay.
It's designed to be smaller by design. This year, next year we will go on the grand scale.
Ooh, okay.
And we will look at where we have that and how we do that. But our belief is that this is going to be a nice entry. It gets our name out there, call it the appetizer.
Yeah, I would say you've definitely done that.
I think we've our entrees.
You've gotten some attention.
Yes.
For sure, absolutely.
Excited about that, David.
So here's my question for you. Not regarding you, the Celebrity Fan Fest part, we're good now, but I want to ask you, if you could sit down and you could invite any one person, living or dead, obviously if they're dead, then we'll take them to their prime and they're not, like decaying and rotting up the lobby or anything. But if you could bring them to your show, living or dead, Harrison Ford, Steven Spielberg, Marlon Brando, could be anybody. Who would you want to bring?
Well, that would be very interesting from the perspective of the time in which you did this and the era in which you did it, because I think it changes at every time.
Sure.
I mean, we were looking, our plan was to do it again next fall, and we wanted to tie into Wonder Woman 1984.
Okay.
But now they pushed the movie back till
2020. Yeah,
2020. So that's kind of disappointing. With all the attention around the Avengers next year, with part 2, we could have a big lineup of Marvel characters coming in.
But I'm saying you personally,
Me
your
personally.
hero, you're the one person you would want to bring in, Bob Wills. Any point, living or dead, from any point at their prime in history.
Wow. And are we talking about in the...
Could be Christopher Reeve, Cecil B. DeMille, knock yourself out. Errol Flynn.
Boy, you're really aging yourself, David.
Jimmy Stewart. I mean, if Bob Hope, anybody you like.
George Reeve.
George Reeve, there you go.
I think I would rather like do a genre. Have you ever seen the thing where they've done sometimes they've done a thing called Two Captains, where they had William Shatner and
Avery Brooks?
No,
Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart.
Yeah.
They brought them all together. I would love to have the Supermans.
Oh, there you go.
You know, if you could bring them all in, if you had George Reeves, if you had
Brandon Routh,
Christopher Reeve,
and obviously the best of all, Henry Cavill,
Dean Cain. You bring Dean Cain in, absolutely.
Yeah,
Tim Daly.
We looked at seriously trying to get Gal Gadot in for this, and Henry Cavill. He's on sabbatical, taking some time off, and she's shooting her film.
Yep.
So we couldn't get them, and God knows we tried. I mean, how we got Jason Momoa and Henry Cavill is, a lot of cha-ching, but we're picking them up.
I'm sorry, let me correct you, because you said Jason Momoa and Henry Cavill.
I'm sorry,
Ben Affleck.
Jason Momoa and Ben Affleck, sorry.
Okay, man, we were about ready to break some news there.
No.
Woo.
I was about ready to empty my 401k.
I think we're about ready to throw our wallets at him.
But, Jason is currently shooting his new series up in Canada.
Vancouver, yeah.
He has to hike 30 minutes from the wild to a place where the car picks him up. He gets to an airport. We're picking him up by a private jet, flying him down during the night. He'll get here in early morning, sleeping on the jet. He'll be over at the hotel. He works from 9 to 9. By 9:30, he's at the airport, wheels up, headed back to Vancouver.
I'm sorry, we have a question here from every lady ever. Which room is he staying in again? I actually got a text here from every woman in the history of ever. They're curious. They just want to know. So.
I know it. We have been inundated with requests, said that I could cut down my overhead and he was welcome to stay with them.
I mean, no shortage of requests for that.
98% of our social media posts, I'm not kidding, 98% have been women.
I believe it. We only have a few minutes left here. We're talking with Bob Wills, the founder, the CEO of PMX Events and the Celebrity Fan Fest. When it's all said and done, and the Celebrity Fan Fest is in the rearview mirror, you look back, you reevaluate everything. What is a win for y'all?
That people had a good time. They now know our name. And the brand stands for quality.
Okay.
Stands for a positive experience. We live in an age of social media, and people can, the littlest thing, they can stub their toe, and on social media, their foot is now infested with every kind of illness possible.
And it's all your fault.
It's all our fault.
Your fault personally, by the way.
We just want everybody to have a good time. We want to entertain them all day. They want to know that it was a fair price. They didn't get, ripped off like $1,000 for a photo. Mm-hmm. And they got to meet their stars and the people that they like. And, for a lot of people, it's that bucket list. There's a lot of people that collect, as we know.
True.
They want the autographs, or they want the photos for their collection, and I think we're going to give them a nice time. I mean, even our superhero comedy show that we're doing 2 of them on Saturday and Sunday.
I want to see this.
Gary DeLana is going to put on. He's a Hispanic comedian out of New Jersey. He goes all over the world, and he is going to do a great job. He is going to make people laugh their butts off.
Outstanding. Very cool. Speaking of DC, we do have our weekly poll results in. We had almost 400 people vote on this poll. Actually, a little over 400 on this one. And the question was, with Aquaman, Shazam, Wonder Woman 1984, and other movies coming out, do you believe that the DC movies are going in the right direction? Because let's face it, they haven't been so far. And so far, it's 60-40. 60% said that they're optimistic that they are moving in the right direction. 40% said no, that they're not going in the right direction. What do you think, Bob? Are with those 3 movies and what we know of some others, do you think they're going the right way?
Absolutely. Or DC wouldn't be bringing out Aquaman at Christmas and the holidays, because there's a big fight there. You got Bumblebee, you got Mary Poppins, you've got some big titles that are coming out.
I think we said it's like 5. What did we say last week? 5 movies in 11 days?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Five good movies in 11 days. Sherlock and Watson can go away.
Yeah.
But you can see, the trends coming for them. Wonder Woman was unbelievable. Mm-hmm. That movie will do over $1 billion when it comes out. It's a great franchise. I like the fact that, and it's terrible, that Marvel lost him over all that. James Gunn going from Guardians of the Galaxy over to DC.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be very positive for DC.
Yeah. So far, I like to be optimistic. I really do, which is sad to say, and it's rare nowadays. But I like to be optimistic about it.
We actually got a quote from a DC executive of why they got James Gunn in.
Oh, very good. Very good.
We're bad guys. It's what we do.
From Suicide Squad.
Very, very nice of Margaret Robbie to chime in. That's very good. And they're bringing in James Gunn. They're bringing in some really good writers. So
and Ewan McGregor for Black Mask is rumored.
Yeah, that's right. So they're bringing in some terrific people, some of the best minds in the industry, you could say.
See, I don't believe Henry Cavill is leaving.
Yeah, well, we have our own theory about that. We'll discuss that one because we're up against the clock right now. Keep in mind also we have some advertising spots open here on the show. By the way, if you're interested in advertising and getting your name out there, you can tweet us. You can shoot us an email. You can also reach to us on Facebook. Everything is /GYGO Radio, no matter where you are. We're coming up. We got a break for the bottom half of the hour news, but we got a lot more Star Wars news and more coming up right after this on Freedom 1160 and freedom1160.com.
This is George Newbern, the voice of Superman, and you're listening to Get Your Geek On. Hi, this is...
And we are back. Welcome here. Welcome back from the bottom half of the hour news break. This is Get Your Geek On Freedom 1160 Talk Radio, powered by the Texas Renaissance Festival. With over 650,000 people attending the event going on right now through November 25th. Get your tickets at texrenfest.com. I'm Dave Gramillion, and if you missed the first half of our show, we had Bob Wills in-house, in studio here with us. He is the owner, founder, and CEO of PMX Events, which is the group running the Celebrity Fan Fest. You can get your tickets there at pmxevents.com. They have Ben Affleck, they have Jason Momoa, Ray Fisher, Joe Flanagan, Jewel State. It goes on and on and on. It's going to be a wonderful show up there at the JW Marriott.
It also has a couple of people from iZombie.
From iZombie, it's gonna, and we'll be there as well, so you can come by, shake hands, and say hi to everybody. So it'll be a good time for everybody. All right, let me get into a little bit of news.
Did you talk about podcast?
That's right. So if you missed the show, if you missed the first half, it's no problem. You can catch all of our interviews, all of our news, everything on our award-winning podcast. It was named the best in San Antonio in 2017 by San Antonio Magazine. So you can catch it on, here we go, you ready? Omni, Stitcher, Google Play, iTunes, Spotify, and I always miss the sixth one. I always miss that one.
Tune in.
Tune in. That's right. So we're everywhere. Just look up Get Your Geek On with Dave Gramillion, and you will find it. Okay, so let's get to a little news about the show itself. So we were at Alamo City Comic Con.
We were.
We had a good time there.
We did.
And not everybody did, but we'll get to that here in a second. But we made a special announcement on Friday night.
Oh, did we now?
Live at the event. This is something that's been a long time coming. I've been working with the El Rey Feo Educational Foundation for about 3 months now, trying to get this thing off the ground. We are going to have a cosplay contest. April 6th, 2019, we will have ourselves the most epic cosplay contest. I'm calling it the first annual Lonestar Cosplay Contest presented by Get Your Geek On. Proceeds will benefit the El Rey Feo Educational Foundation. Basically, it's scholarships for children. So we're gonna for children. Hello, for students. So we are going to be doing that. So everything above cost will go straight to El Rey Feo, no strings attached. Okay.
In fact, you could say
we have top men working on it right now. Who? Top men.
Which is us. So, that's really nice. So, April 6th, 2019, at the Marriott Courtyard in Westover Hills. That's across from SeaWorld. We'll be hosting that. Now, I know what you think. It's Courtyard by Marriott. It's this little rinky-dink thing. New. The ballroom we're going to have will host 300 people. This is a giant courtyard. People get married at this thing and have these massive events out there. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So here's the fun part. So we're going to have 100 adult cosplayers that will entry. I've only got 100 spots, 25 children. Okay, so if you're 6 years old, you're not competing against the 26-year-old. I have separate categories for each, and the prize pool will come to $6,000. Absolutely. $6,000 prize pool. Now, that's not $6,000 for first place. We're going to break it up so that everybody, not everybody.
It's called a pool for a reason.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a $6,000 prize pool. And that's just this year. So if it does well, which of course it will, then we'll be able to up the prize pool for next year and years going forward.
Would you say it's the Celebrity Fan Fest of cosplay contests?
I think that may be a fair assessment, considering we'll both be in our first years. So now you can't register just yet. We're working out all the details, the fine print, the legalese, the liability, this, and so on and so forth. There are a lot of details to work out, but we will have registration. It will be at getyourgeekon.org, which is our website. So if you want to bookmark it now, getyourgeekon.org. That way, when we do announce registration, you can go right there. Boom, you're done. You're in. And it's let me get this out of the way also. It's not just for Texas residents. Now, we have a lot of listeners all over the United States and all points beyond. If y'all want to fly in for this, you can fly in for this. Just saying. Although, we are all things Texas, so it'd be pretty cool if somebody from Texas won.
But we're not going to rig it at all. It's going to be completely legit. And we make sure we don't. It's a cosplay contest. Don't call it a Comic-Con.
That's right. Exactly. Yeah, we're, like I said, all that legalese we're going to be well taken care of there. So speaking of which, speaking of fantastic events, Texas Renaissance Festival, guys, time's running out. We are officially in November. We have 3 weeks of the largest Renaissance Festival in North America, and then it's done for the year. So if you haven't been out there, now's the time. If you are thinking about going out there, now's the time. If you've been out there and you're thinking about going back, because let's face it, when you leave, the first thing you do is you think about going back, now's the time. Get your tickets at texrenfest.com. Themed weekends are still going on. Campgrounds are still available. But you got to get going out there, because once it's done, it's done. And then what's the first thing you're going to do on November 26th? You're going to regret that you didn't get to go this year. Get your tickets now at texrenfest.com. Children under the age of 13 are free on Sundays. So get on out there. You got no excuse. Alrighty, so with that being said, we're going to go ahead and pivot. Let's get into some real news here. Oh, that's right. I forgot. I forgot the Butterfingers is back with us now.
Seriously, I would have stuck with fired.
So for 3 weeks now, we've been trying to find a nickname, right? So we're out of the Alamo City Comic Con, and on Friday night we do a show out there. We tell people who we are, and we give away a bunch of Marvel stuff, and. We were talking about how we need a nickname for the new guy, because we can't just roll with the new guy. And so we were joking about how his nickname should be Fired, because there were several times
I got fired like 6 times that day
where it's like, dude, you're fired. And what was it? The little girl.
I got fired 6 times in one show. So was
it the little girl like tossed something too? There was this little girl. She was cute as could be. She was like 12 or 13 or something.
It wasn't her. So one of the other guys had one of those like sponges you had.
Yeah, towels. The Ant-Man towels.
The Ant-Man towels. Yeah. So he came around the corner. And when he was coming, he was like, hey, throw it. And I was going to toss it. And I waited. I hesitated like just a second too long. And when I tossed it, he had put his hands down and it missed and it rolled off. Oh, that's right. So the little girl chimed in with hashtag Butterfingers. Yes.
As your nickname.
I blame you if he sticks with it.
I'm kind of digging that. If you can think of a nickname for him, let us know. You can tweet at us, twitter.com/GYGR radio. Alrighty, so welcome here.
Hello.
Butterfingers.
Again. No.
You have a...
No. Can I point out your hat? It looks very amazing.
Oh, I thank you. Yes. One of the things we did out there was I got to judge the Whataburger costume contest, not cosplay costume contest, and they were nice enough to give me this very fancy looking Whataburger style.
It's really
hat.
Nice. Like I actually like that, the red, white, and blue too.
And it's a nice design. I was expecting this orange and white, University of Tennessee looking Rocky Top hat.
You mean a Whataburger colors hat?
Well, yeah, but for those who don't know the awesomeness of Whataburger, I had to kind of relate there to something. So
they're Yankees.
Yeah, and man, oh boy. Alrighty, so with that being said, without any further ado, let's go ahead and talk some Star Wars news.
I'm looking forward to completing your training. In time, you will call me Master.
Okay, so what in the name of Lucas is going on with the Boba Fett movie? If you haven't heard, and there's a reason this news is actually a little bit old, but I really wanted to wait to report on this because it's such a mess right now. Apparently, someone attending an Oscar screening of Black Panther said they spoke to Kathleen Kennedy. That right there was reason enough for me to roll my eyes and be like, I'm not reporting this. I mean, everybody else like under the sun was, oh my God. And I'm sitting back like, really? An Oscar screening of Black Panther just happened to be attended by this guy and Kathleen Kennedy, and he got to talk to her, and she confirmed something to him? Come on. What? No. But apparently, she confirmed that the Boba Fett movie is 100% dead because they want to focus more on the upcoming Mandalorian series. Yeah. Okay, so where did this come from? What is going on with this Boba Fett movie? If you rewind back to May of this year, The Hollywood Reporter exclusively reported that James Mangold, the guy who directed Logan, would direct a Boba Fett film. Now, keep in mind, these are the same guys who exclusively reported that Henry Cavill was out of Superman. So, Hollywood Reporter, I'm losing mad respect for you.
So more than a grain of salt?
Just a little bit. Now, Mangold actually denied the claim. He said, this is on record, Mangold said, I'm not doing a Boba Fett movie. Stop reporting it. And, of course, that just made people want to report it even more for some strange reason. Here's my theory. So it's in, it's out, it's dead, it's done, it's already out. We've already missed the movie. It never happened. Whatever. Yeah. Here's my take on it. The Boba Fett movie. I'm betting that Kathleen Kennedy sat down with her creative team and said, "All right, let's look at a bunch of movies that we could possibly do. Kenobi movie, Boba Fett movie, Yoda movie, Old Republic movie, Revan movie." They probably threw out a bunch of ideas. And some of the ones that made the cut were probably Kenobi, Yoda, and Boba Fett.
Right.
And they said, all right, these are the ones that are worth looking into. And then they just never got anywhere with them. But because they made the cut, because there was the discussion, rumors started to spread. Couple that with the fanboys wanting these movies. Yeah. But people have wanted a Boba Fett movie since 1983.
True that.
I ain't lying. 35 years, people have wanted a Boba Fett movie. Oh God, I'm old. Oh wow. When you say when you say 35 years, I mean that's
it's older than me.
So
shut up.
Nothing more. The Boba Fett, Kenobi, and Yoda movie were never, ever in development. That's my theory. That's my take on it. It was never. It's dead, but it was never alive to begin with. You know what I'm saying? So. Just ignore all that nonsense. I mean, what's your take?
I think you're right. I think it's one of those. They talked about it in a room. Everyone got together. Who do you think would sell? Throw some darts at a board. Okay, this might sell. This might sell. Then they went with the Solo movie, and because it didn't do well, they just okay, we're going to stay quiet about anything else. We're not even going to talk about it anymore.
Now we do know Bob Iger's come out and said they're going to slow down. You know, they're going to slow way down. Star Wars is different from Marvel. I bet that Kathleen Kennedy did to Star Wars what Kevin Feige did at Marvel, which is, all right, so in 2012, we're going to have an Avengers movie. What do we have to do to build up to that movie?
Exactly.
What do we have to have? And I'm betting that's what happened here is that Kathleen Kennedy sat everyone down and said, what movies do we want to do?
And you need to. I mean, and I think now they need to start pulling from the newer characters. We can't go back to Boba Fett. We can't go back to these older characters because their stories are all done now. We've already completed that. We need to start with these newer characters. And I think maybe that's what she's realizing. Hey, if we want the next trilogy of Star Wars to be a huge success, we need to build the characters up for it.
Now, that's what we said this summer before you got here. So obviously he's a very avid listener of the show, is that what they should have done is they should have had a Rey movie.
Exactly.
They should have had a Finn movie. They really should have had a Captain Phasma movie.
Oh, yes.
They should have had a Luke Skywalker movie.
They should have something, the in-between movie, something like that. An animated series that follows Luke and Leia around. They should have built the universe around that because you don't see Marvel putting out the Avengers movie in 2012 with characters you've never heard of.
Exactly. And I think they realize that now. Now they're like, well, we don't need to concentrate on these older characters. Han Solo's dead. Luke's gone. I mean, everybody's gone. And it's like, let's start with the new guys now. Like you said, let's go back and look from this last trilogy. Who's going to go to the next trilogy? Who can we now make a movie off of? And if you can build that, you could have a huge whole another universe going.
So let me tell you something about clickbait. And you know how we feel about clickbait on this show. It's just the worst. It's absolute garbage. It is fake news of the highest caliber.
Exactly.
All right. Forget anything CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, all those pundits put out there. Right now, the geeky fake news is just the worst. It is beyond garbage, beyond repulsive. It is terrible. But that being said, just dismiss everything about Boba Fett. It was never in development. It was probably never taken all that seriously. Maybe they'd look at it somewhere down the road, but it was never in development. So, yes, it's dead, but it was never alive to begin with. And that's just how it is. So, goodness. However, you know it's very much alive.
What's that?
The heroes and villains of cosplay here in San Antonio. These guys, I love these guys. I've hung out with them quite a few times. I did a photo shoot for them once. They're a terrific bunch of geeks to hang around with. If you have questions about cosplaying, if you're not sure if your cosplay will be screen accurate, something along those lines, don't worry about it. If you're looking for a great group of people to hang out with, play games with, party, have a lot of fun with also, and do some great work as a cosplayer, then you want to check out the heroes and villains of cosplay here in San Antonio. So Netflix.
Yes.
Netflix is going to have a Witcher series.
Yes, I've heard that.
The Witcher. It is The Witcher.
It's The Witcher, yeah.
So
it's based on the game.
A series based
live
on
action.
The Witcher. There we go. Okay. So live action. And they released their first look at Henry Cavill in the upcoming Witcher series. I don't think anybody was impressed by this.
I think I cried a little bit on the inside, and I've barely played like an hour of the Witcher game because that's like
I haven't played any of the Witcher games, so I'm
Wicker?
like, whatever.
the Wicker Man.
Dude, I got 2 jobs. I don't get to play games anymore.
You know, the Wicker game is just you hitting the B button. Not the bees. Not the bees.
Or it's either that or it's spent, like at Hobby Lobby.
Boy. So here's the problem. Okay, first it looks too pretty. He looks too clean.
He does.
He looks like Lucius Malfoy with that slick straight hair. He looks like Legolas.
He does look like Legolas, doesn't he?
You know, I brought it up to where he looks like Raiden.
I didn't even think he did, but yeah,
he looks like Raiden from Mortal Kombat. I mean, this doesn't look like. Yeah. This doesn't look right. Now the eyes should be different, but that's going to be CGI.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about that. But he just looks too clean. And not only that, but there's no beard.
I was going to say, something's missing right there on his face.
There's no beard, which is weird because what was Henry Cavill yelled for in Justice League was
the mustache.
The mustache, right?
By the way, y'all saw Fallout, right? Mission Impossible Fallout?
No.
It was very good.
I heard he was really good at it.
He was very good in that film.
However, there's no beard. Where's the beard?
And that's what I don't get, because he's supposed to be a rugged character.
Yes.
He's been through some things.
Scarred and beat up and bruised and battered. Now, I have a theory about this. For everyone who's freaking out about this, here's Dave's theory. This could be a younger version of the character.
So, the book, it's based off of a book,
yes.
The Witchers.
Yep.
And I've never read the books. So is there a story when he is younger that they could follow?
I don't know, to be honest with you, but it's possible they could just invent one.
That's true.
This could be a flashback also. This could be a screen test for a flashback to his younger days.
Ooh.
So
that's a good idea.
And knowing how to create buzz, we know how buzz is created in this business. Netflix would have released this specifically so people go, oh my God, and then those conversations that we talked about last week, the social media conversations, start picking up because everyone starts talking about this series now. Yeah. Whereas before,
like we did,
exactly, like we're doing right now. If they had released an image of Henry Cavill and he nails it, it's perfect. He's got the beard, he's got the scars, he's got the eyes. Then everyone's like, oh, okay, cool.
Well, all that would do at that time, honestly, because it shows nowhere near ready, right? It's not going to come out until next year, I think, something. All it's going to make do is people go to the video game. It's not going to push them.
Yeah.
So if I see that character, I want to go play that game again. That's all I'm going to think.
Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, like you said, now I'm like, I want to go play the game anyway, but I'm still mad at you, Netflix.
Exactly. And now I want to know, are they going to fix it?
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm going to go back and back and back and back again to look and look and look to see if they fixed it. Because that's what I want to know. Have they fixed it?
I mean, what's the saying? There's no such thing as bad publicity?
Well, that's certainly true. Yeah.
I mean, I guess I got to wait to the other comment later.
Just a little bit. So,
Sorry.
So I don't think I don't think we should freak out just yet.
No,
not just. I wasn't that impressed. I do hope they make some changes. I do hope this is not the finished product because
if it is that, that's going to tank. I mean, it did well with Devil May Cry.
Well, that's true. Game, so that's true.
I hold out.
I'm holding out hope. Ever the optimist.
Exactly.
That's what we do. We have the positive, warm, fuzzy feelings around here. Now, if you want to know, this is radio, okay? Yeah. And if you're listening to us on podcasts, it's still kind of radio. You're just not in your car. But if you want to see what we're talking about, we put all these pictures and this news up on our Facebook page, facebook.com/GYGO radio. So, feel free to check that out. That's where our polls are. Our giveaways, by the way. We have giveaways all the time. You can check that out on our Facebook page as well. Something else that I like to check out is Dragon's Lair of Alamo Ranch.
Yeah.
Those guys put on a terrific events all the time. For Halloween, they had a wand making, potion making class.
I do that.
Yeah, they do D&D nights, Magic the Gathering nights, and if you have questions about a game, the staff is more than welcome to not just read the label. Therefore, it says 3 players and up.
That's why I have to go to Barnes and Noble.
Yeah, exactly right. They'll walk you through it. So you want to be able to check out all of our friends over at Dragon's Lair Alamo Ranch off of 151 and 1604 on the west side of San Antonio.
They also may have. Isn't there a comic book for The Witcher even? If you have,
probably. I mean, it's
going to be there.
There's a comic book for everything nowadays.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Hopefully you'll find that.
All right. So here
I accidentally touched into this one. I'm sorry.
So earlier we talked about how Alamo City Comic Con made the New York Post, which New York. Hey, how about that?
Clear across country.
Yeah, but not for good reasons. So what happened was they had a cosplay contest over there, and the host came out dressed as Powerline from the Goofy movie. Which was 90.
Yeah, it was in the 90s. I never saw it.
95, I think.
I think I saw it once, and it was kind of cool. It was all right.
I was only like 9.
But in order to be a true Goofy character, you have to have the outfit, you got to have the ears, and you got to have the face. And what he did was interpreted as what they call blackface.
Yep. Yeah, that wasn't good. That was not good.
Yeah. So they made New York Post, Houston Chronicle, Express News, Ken's 5, CBS, all that kind of fun stuff. So, but let's talk about this for a minute because it got actually a little bit worse also over Halloween. I can see both. Let me lay this out. I don't want to get all in depth on this because it's kind of old news by now anyway, and no one's talking about all that much. Mm-hmm. But this is part of a bigger picture. I see both sides of this. This guy wanted to be true to the character, true to the cosplay. He's a cosplayer by nature, so that's what he was trying to do. I get that. However, there is a line to be crossed. And if he just did like his nose as black and the ears, that would have been fine. Nobody would have thought any differently of that. There is a line to be crossed, and I think that's just what happened there. The line just was crossed. So I see both sides of it. It shouldn't have been. It shouldn't have been done. Of course, it wasn't malicious.
No,
but there's no way.
But here, so here's the thing. In American Idol, where the people go up there who really have no business. I think this guy, like those people, don't have any real friends. Because how many times have you and I, either one of us said, "Hey, I have this idea," and the other one said, "Don't do it."
Exactly. Right. I mean, and that's why we didn't report on this earlier. If you look at our website, our Facebook page, the only thing we shared was the apology, and that was it, because I wanted to wait on this. I didn't want to report on it right away.
No.
But over the weekend, Shaun White, the Olympic gold medalist, posted a photo on Instagram of himself dressed up as Simple Jack from the movie Tropic Thunder. Simple Jack is I honestly swear to God, don't know how to say it. Special needs character.
Special needs is the best way to do it.
Okay, in the movie Tropic Thunder. Now, Tropic Thunder already has a blackface character. That's Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
And this character was making fun of the special needs community. And a lot of people were very upset over the blackface and over Simple Jack as well.
Yes.
So when Shaun White comes out and he's doing that character, he deletes it, the photo after the outrage happens, and he posts an apology. Michigan State, I read about this over the weekend, had a flow chart to help you determine if your Halloween costume was racist.
Well, and this is, we have friends who've talked about this previously.
We do.
And I kind of agree with them. If you have to think about it,
Probably shouldn't do it.
Probably shouldn't do it.
Probably shouldn't. Yeah, if you look in the mirror and you think to yourself, is this right? Probably don't do it.
No.
Now, here's the thing, though. If you're doing something from a movie, and the movie itself is satire, I'm not sure where the line is anymore. I understand it's intent versus impact, but where's the line?
I think with the Goofy movie, and that's why I was trying to look up this word because I can never say it right. So the anthropomorphic. I always stumble over the pomorphic part. So that's why I was like, let me look at it. I mean, these people, as long as you, like you showed, you pulled up those pictures, as long as you have the costume and like the ears and all that, you don't have to do that extreme.
But that's the guy, though. He wants to go all out. That's what he does.
As for instance, on Halloween, Al Roker dressed up as Doc Brown, but he did not paint his face. Al Roker is a person of color who does the weather on the Today Show. He did not paint his face. I think if you do the little paint the ears, do the little whiskers, you're cool.
But but then on the other side of that coin, we have the movie White Chicks. By the Wayans brothers. What about Eddie Murphy on Saturday Night Live, where he was in whiteface? See, where is the line?
Comedy is a kind of a little carve out in most cases.
So
that's where this stuff is kind of allowed, because especially if there's another person in that arena calling it out. So like in Tropic Thunder, I've never seen the movie, but from what I understand, there was somebody in that movie who says what Robert Downey Jr.'s character is doing ain't right.
Right.
So
there's one point where Robert Downey Jr. says, what do you mean, you people?
Yeah.
And somebody looks at him and says, what do you mean, you people? I mean, what are you talking about? So here are my thoughts on the matter. Okay, just because you can do something doesn't mean you should do something.
Exactly.
Just because somebody does something doesn't mean that they should also be lambasted and shotgun blasted all over the place.
Yeah.
I mean, we still have the freedom to make stupid decisions in this nation. There is a line to be crossed. And if I have any words of wisdom for you out there as we start to wrap up, it's this. Know the line and err on the side of caution. That's really all there is to it. There's a lot of ways to get around this without and do what you want to do without offending anybody out there. Yep. So that'll wrap it up for Goose, for Aaron, and for myself. I want to thank our sponsors, the Texas Renaissance Festival, Dragon's Lair, Alamo Ranch, Havoc, and the Mailing Spot here in San Antonio. I want to thank you for listening, and I want to make sure that you get your geek on every single day. Good night, everybody.